Thank you. Well, how you can support veteran-owned businesses. Also, there are fears of another recession possibly coming. Plus, many are getting ready to fly out for the holidays. So we're discussing these topics and a lot more with financial analyst Steve Budin. Steve, good midday to you.
Right back at you.
All right, let's start with, of course, it's Veterans Day. And of course, we want to thank all of our veterans for their service. But one way that you can really support these veterans is by supporting veteran-owned businesses.
Yeah, and I'd like to say thank you to the veterans as well. Thank you for your service. Great way to support a lot of these folks is a lot of these veterans will start their own businesses. And what better way to do it than to give them our business? And I was Googling before I came on today, and you can simply put in veteran-owned businesses, Las Vegas or whatnot. I can't endorse any companies, but there's a lot that are out there that do great stuff.
To support.
Yeah, and why not support a mom and pop business, especially if they're veterans?
And it's as simple as just Googling veteran-owned businesses in Las Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, awesome. Well, we have some of the lowest unemployment numbers right now that we've had in quite some time, but a lot of people are still worried about a possible recession coming. Is that what you see coming down the pike here?
So another interesting dilemma here where you have the economic data is so good, but when you read survey after survey, a lot of folks are still worried about recession. And it's actually not a bad thing. If people just spent freely and didn't worry, we'd have other problems. But there's a disconnect between the data that I see and the surveys that I see. And I know the surveys can be a little bit tenuous. Who are you interviewing? There's a politics involved in all of this, right? So you have to take that with a grain of salt. But I find it very intriguing that a lot of folks, in some surveys, up to 2/3 are worried about a recession. And if that's the case and your job is secure, why would you worry about a recession? So something tells me that there's something under the surface that is not being reported yet. The way we define unemployment, the way the economic data is reported, I think leads to a little bit of that disconnect. But unfortunately, a lot of economic behavior is psychological. So if you're feeling a recession is coming, you might pull back on spending. And if you pull back on spending, then there will be a recession. So this vicious circle can kind of start without any impetus other than what you think.
Like you said, it could be a self-fulfilling
That's right.
prophecy in a way.
That's the concern.
Yes, that's a concern. Right. Okay, so we're not there yet.
Not yet.
A possible concern.
No.
Let's talk about the holidays. Thanksgiving right around the corner. Of course, we're already talking about Christmas, but Thanksgiving is really approaching quickly. What are the best and worst days to travel out of town?
Yeah, so this was interesting. I'm going to be traveling in the next couple of weeks. I was on doing airfare searches, and I came across a bunch of sites, and I think these are fairly obvious. The Wednesday before Thanksgiving, the Friday before Thanksgiving, a lot of folks are off, during that whole week. And the Sunday after Thanksgiving is actually traditionally the largest travel day for both driving and flying. So if you could have a flexible schedule, I did notice even flying out in the morning versus the afternoon or the day before can save you up to 20% on an airline ticket.
20%.
Yeah.
That's actually what I did. I only booked my flight about a month ago, but I have several days off over Thanksgiving, thankfully.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for that. And I actually got a pretty decent deal because I'm flying on kind of off days, as they say.
Yeah, so as you go out and plan and book, just if you're a little flexible, fly out early in the morning, later in the evening, you can save a bunch of money.
All right. Well, happy early Thanksgiving to you. Happy Veterans Day. Steve, thank you so much for coming in. All right, more news and weather coming up after the break.